back to ARC Seattle on this Friday. I'm Steve McCarran.
And I'm Holly Menino. Let's dive right into the deep end. ARC Seattle's on the road, bringing the conversation right to you. Tyrah is out at the Seattle Waterfront talking about trending topics.
And she joins us from Miners Landing, a crowd favorite there on the waterfront. Tyrah.
Oh yeah, it is a crowd favorite, a childhood favorite probably for many of you local Seattleites. Steve and Holly, quick question for you. When was the last time you were down here at Miners Landing?
Oh my goodness, when was it? Right at Miners Landing, maybe last year?
Mine?
Yeah, I think it was actually last summer.
It's actually been just a few months for me, so it's been fairly recent.
Okay, good. I love it. Well, maybe it is time for a visit back now that spring is here. I am here with Rachel Navarro here with the Miners Landing. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Of course. So you love your job. You're smiling. You came down here with a happy face. For those of people maybe who've never been here before, don't know what Miners Landing is, briefly describe it.
Yeah, so I would say it's a one-stop destination for families, individuals, couples, everybody really. There's something for everybody. We have several restaurants here, the Crab Pot, Fisherman's, the Salmon Cooker. We also have, of course, the Seattle Great Wheel. And we also have Wings Over Washington, Carousel for younger children. There's really something for everyone to enjoy.
I rode Wings Over Washington last week, and I had so much fun. Such a good ride. Yeah. What is your favorite attraction here or restaurant?
Ooh, my favorite attraction, probably the wheel. Yeah. We also do wheel dinners on there, and every time I have someone visit from out of town, I'll take them on one of those. So I guess that's kind of like a mixture of both.
Eating up there, getting good food, good drinks with the view must be spectacular.
Yes, it certainly is.
So, I mean, Miners Landing has gone through lots of changes, along with the waterfront in general. One of those changes and rough times for, the entire country, obviously the COVID-19 pandemic, businesses were shut down. How would you say things have been since then as far as recovery?
Yeah, I think COVID-19, that was a hard time for everybody, but I think now, since then, some years have passed, things are going really well. I love coming down to work and seeing people coming in and laughing and smiling and enjoying the facility. But I think things are back bigger than ever before.
Yeah, bigger and better. And cruise season is happening right now. We've got a lot of people coming in and out of the city. What have things been like right now during cruise season?
Oh man. It's interesting that I speak to some of our restaurant staff, and it's their favorite season to work because not only is there a large influx of, new people, but people come from all over the world to share their different experiences, build community within our restaurants and our facilities, and it's just a really beautiful thing to see, and not only I enjoy it, but I think everybody appreciates and enjoys that.
I like to think of Seattle's waterfront and Miners Landing as sort of the doorsteps to the city. Why would you say it's so important to have such a great community gathering spot like this for our city?
Yeah, the new market connector now connects the waterfront to the market. And I really think it creates like a cohesiveness to the city, whereas, you had the 99 highway kind of running through here, which was, a utility thing. But, I feel like now the city has this beautiful cohesive structure to it where all the neighborhoods are connected. You could easily go in between, from here to the market, to Westlake, to Capitol Hill. There's a nice flow to it. And I think that's really going to add a serious benefit to the city.
Everything's very accessible now. Yeah. What's next for Miners Landing? What do you all have coming up? Any new developments? Any new projects? What's the future looking like?
Yes, definitely. We're always trying to build on what we have, and what we have now is really great. But there are definitely some things that the community can look forward to coming very, very soon.
Thank you so much. We'll have to stay tuned. So I was here last weekend. I like to, like you said, you like to bring friends and family when they come to visit. My brother was visiting me here in Seattle last weekend, and this was the first place I took him. We did the Salish Sea Tour, that red and black boat right behind me. Amazing history, so educational, and the views, cannot be beat. They also have snacks on board that tour, which I really liked. They had snacks and they had wine. I went Wings Over Washington. I have not done the Great Wheel. That is next on my list. I'm a bit afraid of heights, so I have to admit I've purposely missed it, but I think I should do it. I need to go eat up there as Rachel recommended. Steve and Holly.
Yeah, I was gonna say you need to do dinner on the Great Wheel and have that experience too.
Yes, dinner on the Great Wheel.
Yes.
Sounds romantic.
Seattle's on the road this morning, bringing the conversation back to you. And Tyrah's out at the Seattle Waterfront to talk about trending topics of the week.
Yep, Tyrah joins us now to continue that conversation with friends of the Waterfront Park, Tyrah, what do you have for us right now?
I mean, the Waterfront Park is beautiful. We've been hopping around, checking out the views. There's a cruise ship behind us. The water's blue. I am here with Joy and Shiva, who are both with Friends of the Waterfront Park. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
And how are you?
Well, thanks. How are you?
I am good. So first, just explain to us, Joy. I mean, you were just kind of clarifying to me, Overlook Walk, Waterfront Park. Right now we are standing at Waterfront Park. Describe what that is.
This is a beautiful elevated part of the park where a double-decker highway once stood. So a reminder to most people, there's a double-decker highway that was built in the 1950s all the way down to the Stadium District. The city and leaders decided to tear that down and transform it into an extraordinary 20-acre long linear park. And what we're seeing is the beauty of our city, the Salish Sea, the mountains, and our stunning skyline to make it a place that people gather and connect. And that's what you want to do in public spaces.
So much has changed since that highway went away, right?
That's
so
right.
Talk about what you all do, Friends of the Waterfront.
So Friends has started in 2012. What they knew at the time when they were building this park is they needed a 501c3, a nonprofit, to help raise funds, engage community, keep this project on track, but also we're going to be the long-term manager of this park, along with community, to create free programming and keep this place an incredible local gem for everyone. And that'll be our ongoing work. So some people know Central Parks Conservancy, Friends of the Underline, all these big parks nationally have nonprofits that keep that connection and partnership with community, with the city, with a range of stakeholders, but we also bring beauty and connection and belonging to the space. And we also resource it and do fundraising to make sure it can be cared for.
Why is that community connection so critical?
You can build a place, the question is who comes. And I think one of the most beautiful things that can happen with a downtown urban park like Seattle is we have the opportunity to create a place that people really see themselves. I really think cities become extraordinary when people gather in common spaces like public spaces, but there has to be intention behind it. So what you're going to hear from Shiva is how we really build that trust in co-curating our programs and holding space to make sure we reduce barriers for people to come, to be able to come down here and enjoy a morning like this or a beautiful sunset at the end of the day today that really will be able to showcase the beauty of our city.
Thank you for sharing that. I love that. Asking who comes. So you have so much planned this year over at the Waterfront. I mean, you've got over 200 different types of events and programs. What can people expect?
Oh, there's so much offering that people can really come and expect at Waterfront Park. We have a number of free movement, wellness, and play classes, so anything from yoga to Zumba to sound meditation. We have a number of community festivals. One for the very first time is the Seattle Disability Arts Festival. We're partnering with Africatown to bring Soul on the Water, as well as some bookend really significant events like Indigiqueer and Salmon Homecoming at the end of the summer. So I think what's really special about the way that we work at Friends, as Joy mentioned, how you kind of create belonging in a public space is really doing that through co-creating events with community. So we've worked with over 146 different artists, organizations, cultural institutions to really develop this guide of how we want Waterfront Park to show up and be a reflection of Seattle's culture. So you'll be able to find anyone from any walk of life, essentially, to be able to see themselves really in this place. There's
really something for everyone. So how can people find out and learn more about how to attend some of these events?
You can visit waterfrontparkseattle.org, and you'll be able to find the full listing of events, all starting on May 31st with our 5K that's kicking off this historic season.
Are you participating?
Oh yeah, you can walk, run, or stroll. So I mean, I'll be walking, but I'm really excited for it. It'll be fun.
I'll probably join in and walk as well. Anything else you two ladies would like to add about the work you're doing here with Friends of the Waterfront?
We really want to invite people to come down and have an experience. We're also in the final stages of a campaign for Waterfront Park, a $170 million campaign, and we have the last stretch. We want to invite people to see themselves and leave their mark. So come to our website, sign up for our e-newsletter to stay connected to Friends and become friends with friends.
Thank you so much. Become friends with friends. I like that. Okay, Steve. Holly, this is your cue to come down, check out the Overlook Walk, check out the Waterfront Park. So many different events to get involved in. I mean, I like the music-centered events. Those sound really fun, and the cultural festivals. How about it? We have a lot to look forward to.
We do, and especially that event at the end of the month where we can walk, run, or stroll.
Whatever you want.
Yes, a 5K.
Exactly.
Thank you, Tyrah.
Thanks, guys.
Oh my gosh, what a beautiful morning to be out there, right?
We were just saying that too, that it's what a stunning morning with the blue sky, the sun is shining to really highlight how beautiful our waterfront area is.
It is made, I was thinking about how it's made all of the traffic impacts that we've seen for more than a year now as that revitalization is going on. Worth it.
Absolutely.
I mean, you see the payoff with how beautiful that waterfront is. It was beautiful before, but now it's just stepped up even more.
And I also like the intention behind all of it too, to have people gather. Cities are extraordinary when you have people in the city gather. You get that sense of community, and it's created a space for that.
And making it a walkable and accessible space for a lot of people, especially ahead of the World Cup next year, right?
Yep.
Perfect timing. All right, cue that horn. ARC Seattle is back on the road this morning, bringing the conversation to you. And Tyrah's out in the community to talk about some trending topics of the week.
Yeah, we're going to reveal where Tyrah is in just a second. But first, we want to give you a chance to guess. This is your chance. We shared this post on social media and asked where you think Tyrah is based on the photo. Well, Dorothy guessed casino.
Okay.
Colleen writes Daybreak Star Center at Discovery Park.
Okay. Specific.
Very specific.
And this photo, we should mention, we're not showing it here, but it was kind of like a spooky with a moon, kind of Native American artwork in the middle. Yeah, there it is, right there.
Here's the picture.
And then one last guess to tell you about is from Walter, who says wings over Washington Miners Landing. So, Tyrah, is Walter close at least? He's probably the closest, right?
He's close.
Yeah.
Yes, these answers were cracking me up. We are not at a casino this morning. He is right. Yes, that is a picture of the inside of the Wings Over Washington ride, a local favorite down at Miners Landing. We're at the waterfront today. Two components to this on-the-road shoot. We're going to first start off with the friends and office of the waterfront, and then later on in the show, we're going to head over down to Miners Landing. But in the meantime, right now we are standing on the brand new Overlook Walk in Seattle, and we're going to be talking about all the exciting things to come and what they're working on. Right now, I am here with Jessica Murphy, who is with the Office of the Waterfront. And Jessica, it's a beautiful morning. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, it is. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. I like to think of the Overlook Walk and the waterfront in general as sort of the doorstep to Seattle. How does it feel that this new Overlook Walk is officially open, and what have people been liking about it so far?
Oh my gosh, it's been amazing. First of all, Overlook Walk has so many things. First and foremost, it connects people between our downtown and our waterfront here at Pike Place Market, down to the aquarium, and it's a lot easier to give directions now from when people are here and out of town and they don't know how to get from one place to the other. We're like, take Overlook Walk. They use it like it's always been here.
And you were just saying even the maps have updated so quickly with the trails.
Yeah, totally. So people are just using it so intuitively, and I think that happened from the day we opened Overlook Walk, and it was so rewarding to be able to see that. And then just on any normal day, you see people taking their calls out here, sitting on the benches, sitting on the steps, enjoying the view, showing their tourist friends. There's joggers going through in the morning. I mean, there's something for everyone here.
And the views are the best. Now, there is cruise season, which brings a lot of tourists to the city every year. How's that been so far?
So far, cruise season is great. It's part of the pulse of the waterfront. We get ready for it every year, and people are so happy when they're here. They're excited to be on our waterfront. They often don't know what it used to be like, but they are enjoying themselves, and they are enjoying the amenities, going to the aquarium, walking on our promenade, enjoying all the greenery that we have around here. It's been great. So we love the cruise passengers, but we also love our locals, and we want to have something here for everyone.
Something here for everybody, and we have more developments and projects coming soon. You all have been working hard not only to open up the Overlook Walk, but the Waterfront Park is next up.
Yes. So much of the park is already done. People are enjoying the promenade, the seating, the views, the boardwalk that actually kind of walks you through the 1,000 trees and 150,000 plants we put here on the waterfront. So people are already enjoying those things. The playground on Overlook Walk, and what's to come is later on we will open our Pier 58, which will be very exciting. And we've got a project up on Bell Street to link the whole Green Street network up in Belltown to our waterfront. So exciting things to come, but there's so much here already to enjoy. So come on down this summer. People will discover things that weren't here last year, and it's going to be great.
There's always something new. Now, why was it so important for the Office of the Waterfront to have all of these new developments?
Yeah, we really set out to reconnect our city to our waterfront. Our waterfront is so beautiful, and we couldn't appreciate it before. What people are using that they don't even realize is all these connections we made, both at Overlook Walk. You talk about Pioneer Square. Pioneer Square used to be severed from the waterfront by the double-decker viaduct, and now people are walking between the waterfront and Pioneer Square like it's the most natural thing to do. You watch the sports fans do it. Even our Union Street pedestrian bridge and elevator down there, you know, so people are really using the connections, and we did that intentionally, but people use it intuitively, and that's what's just been so great.
Like a cakewalk, very easy. You mentioned some of the new projects already, Pier 58, Waterfront Park. What is the projected opening for those projects?
Yeah, this fall. We're excited. The full grand opening will be this fall. So we're excited to bring people out. Pier 58 will open this summer. Something for everyone, and more to come.
I see a sparkle in your eye. You're very passionate about this. What's your favorite part about your job?
Oh, my favorite part about my job as a born and raised Seattleite who grew up on a boat in Lake Union, I just love being able to give back to my city. It's very rewarding. I have a senior in high school, and his friends are all planning to take prom pictures down here on our waterfront. You know, just seeing people in the city I grew up in use it and love it. It's the best thing ever.
Thank you for sharing with us, and you're giving back in such a meaningful way. Coming up in our next hit, Steve and Holly and everyone else at home, we're going to be talking with the friends of the waterfront, and they're going to be telling us all about the events and programming we can all get in on this summer. I'm excited to hear about that as well. I love coming down here. Have you all checked out the Overlook Walk yet?
Multiple times.
I have not been down there. I was just telling Steve, I've got to go do the Overlook Walk.
Yes.
I have got to do that.
Yes, bring the kids.
Yes.
There's a playground. I don't your kids might be a little too old for it.
Oh, Eva would love
like
the playground. Yeah, Eva would totally be into that.
Okay.
Or the aquarium expansion too. That'd be great too.
Right.
All right, Tyra, we'll see you in just a little bit.
Aquarium expansion.
Yeah.